Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Seth. Well, for those of you who are returning, you know that, but for those of you who are new, what's going on? My name is Seth. I've been dividend investing now for about almost 3 years, and I want to talk about my biggest dividend investing mistakes. I'm 25 years old and I have definitely made my fair share, so I'm hoping I can share these with you all and talk about my mistakes so you guys don't have to make the same ones that I do. This is going to be kind of a free form kind of video here, so I'm just going to get right into it and tell you my mistakes real quick before I do. For those of you who are new, I do dividend investing. I have 25 holdings. I equally weight them all at 4%, and I also invest into SCHD. Excuse me. You guys can see right here, SCHD, beautiful. Now, I really want to talk about my dividend investing mistakes because I feel like it can be really helpful to newer investors like myself. And that brings me back to my first investing mistake, and that was not fully understanding what I was doing. Didn't fully understand what I was doing, and I didn't have a goal. I didn't have a strategy in mind. Yes, I had a dividend strategy, but I was investing in holdings that did not fit my time horizon, right? I have 30 plus, literally, I have 50 years to build this portfolio, and I was investing into companies that didn't fit that criteria. For example, I was chasing yield, and we will get into that a little bit later, but it's okay to have a company that yields a 1% like Costco, or a low yielding companies like Caterpillar or Home Depot or Procter and Gamble. It's okay to have low yielding companies because we're focused on dividend growth. And I didn't really understand that. That's the whole point of dividend investing, right? But I didn't fully understand this dividend growth mentality and companies that grow their dividends at 10% a year, 15% a year, 20% a year. I didn't understand that. And I didn't understand how compounding worked in that aspect. And then once I fully understood that, it was like a light bulb moment. But the problem is I sold out of all of my holdings, which brings me back to another one of my investing mistakes. As you guys can see right here, in 2020, I started right after the pandemic hit, and I made some crazy gains. And I wasn't done with my bad habits yet, so I sold out of all of my holdings. As you can see right here, I had a lot of things happen. I got a girlfriend. I needed a new catalytic converter in my car. I went to Disneyland. I bought some guitars. I bought some guitar gear, and before you know it, everything went back to zero. And I sold out of all my dividend stocks yet because I built this up really fast, and this is the most money I ever had at this point in my life. And I just wasn't wise with my money. I was young and dumb, right? I was 22 years old in 2020, believe it or not. So I was 22 years old. I had $14,000, and I just blew it. And that was a big mistake. And part of that was because I didn't fully understand what I was doing with dividend investing. I didn't understand the power of it. I knew it was awesome, and I knew to an extent how life-changing it would be for me, but I didn't understand how it could positively affect my future, how drastic of a mistake I was making by selling here. Now, obviously, it wasn't that drastic because, look, I'm right back. I got a nice paying job and I'm back into it. But that is, something that I hope you guys never do. Now, let's get into more of the concrete side of things. And one of my mistakes in the beginning was I was too diversified. I had like 45 different holdings when I first started this portfolio. Right now I'm at 25. Some people might think that's too diversified, but that's enough for me, and that is my risk management. I don't want to be equally weighted more than 4% in each company. So if one thing were to happen to one of my holdings, right, it's only a 4% hit, and it's not going to kill me. So this is what I'm comfortable with, and I feel like I have the perfect amount of holdings for myself. In the past, I was way too diversified. I had 45, 50 holdings. PPCEN has about that many, but I'm sure that dude is a lot smarter than I am, and he knows what he's doing. So I'm happy with what I'm at right now. Another thing that I did is I was chasing yield. Guys, I was buying into these covered call ETFs. Let me tell you, QYLD, JEPI, NUSI, Devo, right? I was getting into income ETFs, and those are great and all, but for me being 25 in a taxable account, that is not for me. I have a long time to grow this portfolio, and it's better for me to have qualified dividends and not dividends that are taxed on my income rate. Guys, I live in California, so I think the income tax here is 12%, which is insane. Right, so I don't plan on having any covered call ETFs like JEPI or QYLD until I get a little older or until I'm closer to retirement. Who knows? Maybe JEPI might be performing great in 10 years and it might be an investment. So in 10 years, yeah, maybe I'll have it. But right now, I have qualified dividend stocks and I am in solid dividend companies, right? Those are my holdings. And that is what I'm comfortable with. And I don't chase yield with them. I chase companies that have good balance sheets and that have paid dividends for a long time, like McDonald's, like Johnson & Johnson, like Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble. Guys, a lot of these companies here, believe it or not, have paid dividends for more than 50 years straight, some even 100. Procter & Gamble's at 100, right? Johnson & Johnson's up there. Coca-Cola's up there, right? So I get excited talking about all this stuff, and I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far and are enjoying listening to my failures that I made in the past, right? So I also, something that I did is I fall under the spell of getting bored easily. I don't know if it's just the generation I grew up in. I also have severe ADD and OCD. To the point to where it kind of comes at a fault, and I'll explain why. I did not manage my money well in the past. I racked up $20,000 of debt on credit cards, which was not the best. I paid that all off now, thankfully. But what I mean is I would constantly buy and sell out of holdings, and I wasn't taking advantage of yield on cost, right, and building that up over time. And if you guys are new to dividend investing, I would look up what yield on cost is, because Warren Buffett's yield on cost is about 50% on Coca-Cola, which is unbelievable. And that's something that, as a young investor like myself, that's something I should be chasing. So again, I had a lot of different holdings, right? I had about 45 during this time, and I would sell, I would buy, right? It was exciting. Yes, I was all for dividend investing, and that kind of kept me grounded, but I'm still young, so I'm not going to say I was young and naive, but I was definitely naive. I was excited with investing. I was so excited to see my portfolio in the green, right? I even had Tesla at one point. I actually did sell that for a gain, but I had Tesla. I was in some risky positions here. Just a side note, this $5.92 here, this is a dividend from MO, Altria. I just got that, by the way. Let's see if it posted in here. I'll show you guys real quick. Let's go to dividends. Remember when I said I had ADD? Yeah, this is it right here. But Altria, yeah, you can see I got that. So I wanted to share these mistakes with you all. I just wrote these down. If you guys want to share some of your investing mistakes, because I think it's fun to talk about, and to look back on, because we learn from them. I definitely learn from them. I am in a position now where I make a lot more money than I did 2-3 years ago. I make double, almost triple the amount of money that I make, and I'm so glad that I learned the lessons I did when I was I'm not going to say early 20s, because I'm still, right, in my early 20s. I just turned 25. But when I was 20, 21, 22, I'm so glad I learned the mistakes I made. So now I'm still young, and I learned from it, and the road is only up from here, guys. And I hope you guys, take this it's not really advice, but I hope you take my mistakes and you don't make the same ones, right? I know a lot of it is you have to make your own mistakes to learn from them, which is what I do. That's how I learn. But I hope that you guys can take this to heart, especially those of you who are younger. And for the age range above me, people watching this right now, if you guys have any advice that you'd like to throw in the comments, if you've been watching this long, feel free to throw that in there to throw some advice my way, throw some advice anyone's way. Who's watching these videos, post it in the comments. I reply to every single comment. I read them all. I'm so thankful for the subscribers that I've had. I've gained over 300 subscribers in my first month of doing this, and that is so exciting, and it motivates me to keep on investing and to keep making videos, and it holds me accountable. Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. This was a fun one to make, and I will talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye.